successfully getting most of it away. You think you're putting it all back in the right place. You're at the very least not dropping anything. But as they approach, you know you can't leave from that direction. There's too many of them.
So once they're close enough, Kel's gonna grab Samson, shove him against the wall, and kiss him as hard as she can.
Different idea. I had a different cliche idea.
Oh, really? I felt like that was the obvious one. What was yours?
No. You throw something so it hits a drum, so everyone looks at the drum.
Nah,
And
this
then
is
you
funnier.
You throw a
much
plastic chair so everyone just starts fighting each other for no reason.
It seems like they would.
So, you're just
It
gonna,
always works.
You're just gonna push Samson against the wall, stand there in plain view, just, sucking the breath from his lungs.
Yeah, just so they think that we were in here making out, not messing up their music.
Alright. So, the students start funneling in. I'm imagining Samson's absolutely blue screening right now.
He has no idea what's going on and is just gonna go with it.
So as they come, you now end up surrounded by students as they're just putting their cases away. And one of them moves a case from next to you. Samson's just out of it, and you're kissing. And then the student just, turns, looks both of you up and down, it's like, who are you? Which perks another one to look up. It's like, yeah, who's that?
turn invisible right now. It would be so funny.
We are figments of your imagination.
Oh, wait. I have something that could help this. But if y'all ever give Samson the chance to answer.
When they started coming in, she stopped as if surprised that someone came in.
What?
We're
She was
bards.
probably just watching while they were all just minding their own business for the first 30 seconds for some reason.
What does Samson say?
We're bards.
and then you just see one really snooty-looking girl walk up, hand on hip, full cheerleader style, looking you up and down, and double looks y'all up and down. It's like, okay, so what instruments do you play?
Merrymaker, that was racist.
Every bard plays an instrument, Sally. God, we talked about this.
Wait, does Samson have an answer, or should Yella answer?
Samson has an answer. He's just gonna say he plays harmonica and she sings, but...
Yeah, that was also Yella's answer, but she was gonna phrase it he does, foreign instruments from faraway lands called Maurices.
Oh yeah, he knows the foreign instrument. But okay. That works too.
Who says what?
I mean, Samson's more likely to talk in general, so I imagine he speaks before Yalla does.
I mean, if you want Yala to say it, then you can just put your hand in his mouth and just go blah 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 blah.
But she wouldn't, because usually him talking is perfectly sufficient for getting... if she thought he was gonna say something absolutely ridiculous, she'd do it, but...
Well, you see, I play this 6-shooter. Now move.
I play this thing called a
Your
gun.
hands in the air and you saw nothing.
Give me your wallet.
But yeah, he will then say, I play the harmonica and she's a singer.
Together, we're
And
two
yourself?
fools.
And they're just all gonna the ones closest to you are just gonna kind of look at each other and be like, and just have this like really confused look on their face. And Snooty McCheerleader said, my brain had to hold up. We'll just
I
look
feel
back
like
at you.
Snooty is absolutely a Glotnian name.
Yeah.
Like 3 O's and an I or something.
It's not
Or like an
pronounced
accent
Snooty,
mark on
it's
one of the O's.
Snooty.
Snooty.
Yeah.
It's snooty, but there's like a
You need to have
silent letter in there somewhere.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a silent P in front of the
Yeah,
S.
it's supposed to be Snoopy.
To Snoopy.
Yeah, it's spelled like this.
The P, the S, the N, the U, and the T are silent.
Snooty.
But, she just looks back at you, it's like, you play that poverty instrument?
Damn.
And your outfit is literally matching your fur. That is tacky.
Alright. Analysis time. What is this girl's most obvious physical flaw? Kiela's pulling an Abed.
I don't know, because she technically has only existed for 20 seconds. So,
God,
Roll a
you're not
D20
even
and I'll
an
give-
hour old.
If you roll a D20, I can give her physical flaw based on what roll.
Yeah. She's the type
There are
of
20
person to
flaws
be
in
able
my
to do
head
that.
right now. Go!
no.
Would you like me to list them off? I wasn't kidding. I do have a list in my head.
No, I don't want the list.
Man, I think I had the worst answer of them all.
What? She's
I
just
mean-
ugly?
I was just going to say, but you're white.
Damn. Now that's racist.
Yeah.
Yeah!
Very. I don't know. I can't think of any. I don't think it's. I don't know. Go for broke. See if it lands.
No, Kiela won't say anything. And we'll just kind of look her over. Here's what she'll do. She'll do that thing where you like look someone up and down, you like smirk just a tiny bit, and then leave. She'll just be like, "Oh, I suppose we're in the way, huh?" And then she'll grab Samson's hand and start to head out.
And Kiala grabs Samson's hand and starts to move to the only door she can see backstage. And what strikes you as the oddest is the second you started pulling Samson by his hand, all of them just looked like they saw an absolute atrocity occur. Like they look like they're about to be
in public?
sick. She's like, and you just hear the snooty girl purr, and it's like, oh my god, you let your servant drag you around?
Damn.
I'm sorry, what?
Kiela's
That
just
was a
like,
character.
pulling.
That was in character.
Oh god, what a disgrace to his family. And they just all start gossiping.
Wait, does Samson hear that one?
Roll me perception.
that one.
Oh yeah, his ears are perked the fuck up.
Bella's still got his hand and is like walking.
Simpson's going to like tug back to get like the balance on his side.
Walking.
He's like, no, let's sort this out.
We're just playing tug of war with our arms now.
Yeah.
Alright, contested strength.
Oh boy.
I mean, it's strength.
Oh boy. Ability check.
Ability check.
Norm. Well,
Samson just digs his heels in and Yala's just stops right dead.
no, I mean, I imagine that was enough for him to just pull his hand out of her hand.
That could also
No,
be the
he'd never
case.
let go of her hand.
Oh.
But she was the one holding his hand.
Oh. Like by the wrist or like by the hand?
By the hand.
I guess.
I mean, it's up to you. That's just what I imagined was
What do
happening.
you want to do? No, what do you want to do? No, what do you want to do?
No, Simpson would just kind of shift the weight towards him, be like, "Come again? I'm a disgrace to my what now?"
Maker.
Well, anyone who would let their servant drag them around clearly doesn't know how hierarchies work. Duh! And a poverty instrument at that? Oh, he's got
I do think it's really funny that she's like, haha, you play a poor instrument, but also you have servants?
You play
Oh yeah,
a
now
porn,
another
you have
one.
them play.
No, you hear another one pipe in, and it's like, and a poverty instrument, no less clearly he's just a slip in from the market district. And they all start laughing.
Samson's going to. Samson's going to look at.
Ah, he looks at.
Which one of the students is named Whoa? And also, what is the silent letter in Whoa?
It's an
clearly,
H, and it's somewhere in the middle.
It's the H, the W, and the A, and the three X's that are spread throughout the name.
That's just a Tumblr username at that point.
Yeah, but it's silent, unlike a Tumblr user.
So what's he doing?
Samson's gonna like look at them all, trying to like give him flack. Like, how young do these kids look?
Are these children we're about to fight?
Yeah,
So
no,
anyways,
like,
that
are
started
these
blasting.
children? Are these like teenagers?
Adults.
Are they like young adults?
So, the ones that are directly assailing you have to be close to Nim's age. Some of them are younger, but you notice, you do see some of them are kind of not paying attention to it, even though you're sure that they laughed at one or two of the comments. They're mostly just trying to pack up and get out of there. They are the ones who look like they're the oldest. Like, they
Okay.
heard something that they just inherently found funny, and they kind of just let it out. Wow,
Yeah, they're
mostly
like
trying to-
they're just doing their thing. They overhear something and they just go like.
So it's kind of a shift. Like, even while you're getting heckled by the ones that have to be closer to Nim's age, some of them are still kind of like doing what they're doing while fully engaging you. And a good majority of like clearly the youngest of them have just completely stopped what they're doing. They're just having a show. They're not doing what they're supposed to.
They're just watching bullying.
Yeah, it's literally just an entire academic spread of years.
So Samson will, I guess, take note of that there's just a bunch of, like, spoiled children, essentially, just, like, laughing at him. He's, like, that's nothing new.
Samson's that boomer, like, kids are rude as fuck these days.
Samson's like, this is just the shit I deal with back home. I'm gonna be like, what am I doing getting worked up over a bunch of kids? You little twerps haven't even seen the world. No wonder why you think everything's all about rich instruments and poor instruments. And no wonder why you guys were the ones who made that horrendous note that made your teacher flip. And then with that, Samson's going to leave!
Alright, so you both proceed to the door, and you push it, and the lock bar just literally pushes back. As if it won't move at all.
What the fuck?
Aw,
Is
you
it a
guys
pull
got me
door?
No, like, you see it should just be a push bar to go out, but it's like the lock is literally solidified. And the room behind you kind of just gets quiet, and you start hearing a lot of fast shuffling.
Do we dare look back?
I don't
Now
know.
would be a good time for a smoke bomb.
Do you two look back?
Guess we look back.
Hyala, you look back?
There's nowhere else to look. There's no point
Okay.
in staring at a closed door.
If only we didn't teleport here, I would have just cut the lock with the Atom Dagger and called it a day.
So you both look back, and you turn your attention back to them. The older students. Now, the ones closer to Nim's age and younger look like they're freaking out and they're just packing their shit fast. And the older students instead are the curious ones. And you just hear some of them whispering. It's like, oh god, it's Mormon. It's Mormon. And they're just like grabbing their cases, shuffling along. And then just out of the shadows, you hear the tick of like a small clock mechanism. And this like, it's strange armor, but it's still white. It looks like reinforced leather armor with metal plates. And Simpson, you're just captivated by it. As what you think in this armor getup looks like a fairly mature female walks out with paladin armor, but an artifice-like ticker that's just got a light arrow at the door. And you kind of click together. The door is locked by magic and not by the mechanism. And she just...
And that's from someone inside of this room?
Literally, like, you're looking at her. Her armor kind of illuminated, and she started walking towards both of you. And you don't necessarily realize it, because you probably don't even know what a paladin is, but this is an artificer paladin. It's a hybrid. Or she's a hybrid class.
Wow, you sure wasted your levels. Samson is interested in the armor. But also curious at the person inside. Does she say anything?
She just looks you both from left to right. You don't belong here. I've been listening to everything you've said since you slipped through that curtain, and you are not from this school. And you are coming with me.
You've been here this whole time.
It's my job usually to watch the instruments. Imagine my surprise when somebody snuck back here and started playing with them.
That's so sad.
Why would someone playing with instruments be surprising?
You're in a room full of instrument nerds.
Because the only people who are supposed to use the auditorium is the orchestra and the chorus when they're practicing. No one leaves that stand unless they're done, and they weren't done, and you were here.
Like, blame it on them.
I have a very important question.
What's her most immediate glaring flaw?
No, unless you want to read it that way. But no. 1, is she hot? 2,
Same!
she look like she likes women.
You can't really tell because she's got like a full helmet except for the lower part of her face. Like you can see her chin and her mouth.
Does she
But
have
she's-
a good jawline?
I feel like that's more on a dice roll on you. Otherwise, the answer would be yes. I guess.
Alright. Just so I know.
Yalla casually, let's go. Samson's hand.
Peace out!
But you promised.
Can't I do it if it gets us out of trouble?
No.
Are they saying this in game?
No,
No.
none of this has happened. Samson was talking and Yellow was just kind of watching this person in case she seemed like she's gonna make a move against us.
Which she will.
Yeah. Yellow will like lift a hand up and like give a bow. Pardon us, ma'am.
She just stands there.
Well, she's not pardoning us, so.
Yell, bitch, I said pardon us.
Is there more than just pardon us?
I mean, she's waiting to see if she responds in any way at all.
She stands there like a stone wall.
Well, you're exciting, huh?
You're great at
Yeah,
pardons.
imagine someone was just quiet when you were talking to them, having conversation.
Don't compare Yellow to this bitch. Yellow
You
has
just
never
tried-
locked a bunch of kids in a room.
Yeah,
You just tried to hit on her
no.
above
Yell
board
contemplate.
in
I did
Minecraft.
I did no such thing. I was just asking.
You would've. Also, I feel like that wouldn't work with being trapped in a room with a bunch of kids. Or at least I hope it wouldn't.
I must say I'm rather impressed neither of us detected you in here.
You just activated my trap card.
I honestly was about to have Sis to say, I don't pay attention very much.
slowly from Samson to Yala, and it's like, regardless of what you say, you are coming with me. And she just starts taking, without breaking sightline from you, she just moves her free hand onto her belt and just starts taking off 2 sets of handcuffs.
Kel's gonna glance at Samson. She's gonna, like, flick her ear twice towards the person to be like, what do we do about her?
How much are they paying you? I don't know why that was the first thing that came to either of our minds.
I feel like, yeah, so like Kel was like trying to have some like subtle communication, then he says that and her ears just like fall flat. She's like, what?
I really see it, like her ears just fall flat. She stops looking at the paladin and just looks at Samson like, what the fuck are you talking about? You idiot. You lovable idiot. What the fuck just came out of your mouth?
Like, what does she want him to do? Clock her fucking head with a staff or something?
Oh, yeah, that's right. I remember what you said last. And without looking away from Tiala, she just responds to you. It's like, that's none of your business.
Well, Yala, I've been intellectually matched. Do you have any other idea?
This woman doesn't know
like-
she's just been insulted.
Kel's just gonna slowly put her face in a hand.
Just like, oh my god, my boyfriend's an idiot.
Yeah.
So there's nothing we can do to convince you to let us out of here.
Not even shoot you in the face.
He's trying not to murder people
In front of
in the place they went to go get help, kind of.
You can do non-lethal damage.
True.
We can find a way to tie her up.
I stab her with
You're
a
in a room
Picturi
full of
ball.
magic
So,
users.
hold-
I
hold
suggest
on.
you don't.
Hold on. So, what did you ask exactly?
He's like, so there's nothing we can do to convince you to let us go?
You can put these handcuffs on, and then you can try and run.
I don't believe the handcuffs are necessary.
Do we get a 30-second head start? I feel like at that point they just look at each other.
So, like,
What she said.
The face is literally just stoic, because it's mostly helmet, but you just see the flat lips just slowly degrade into a frown, like, oh god, fuck my life. You just get this energy of, like, oh, this exasperated, like, why me?
But yeah, Hela's gonna be like, I'm sure you can tell that we aren't the normal students from here, and we were unaware of the ban on visiting the music supply room. At our schools as well, they were open for anyone to try out, and we figured the same might be true here. We weren't aware we were doing anything wrong, and we're more than happy to comply.
So you were students from another academy?
Correct.
And also that girl over there is a bitch.
Ah. Well, then we will be returning you to your academies and informing your headmasters of this transgression. And she just tosses a pair of cuffs towards each of your feet. Now, if you would make my job so much easier, those, apply them.
As I said, that's not necessary.
Simpson's gonna pick them up and look at it.
And then pocket them.
Do these just look like normal handcuffs?
Are they made of pure gold?
They are decorated in the same way the armor is, but at naked eye inspection, you can't really figure if there's anything special about them.
Can I, with Samson's limited understanding of artifice, but knowledgeable understanding that it exists, attempt an Arcana check to see if these are as magical as the armor?
Sure. Disadvantage, though. Because as you stated, it's a very limited knowledge.
That's a lot higher than I would have thought.
Yeah, jeez. You almost met the flat DC.
Only it wasn't a disadvantage.
Yeah.
So, you really can't, but you're just running them over and looking at them. And that's when you just hear a click. And you look over, and you just see that now she's unholstered the rapier-like sword at her hip. And she has it just pointed at the ground, but you can tell the patience is starting to wear itself in.
It's been like a couple minutes. How annoying are these kids?
Are the
They're
kids
very
in the
annoying.
back? Are the kids in the back like, please, for the love of God, leave so we can leave?
Well, you look over there, and all the young ones, all the, like, non-upperclassmen have all cleared out, and the upperclassmen are kind of just, they already had their stuff packed, you know, halfway, before you guys even touched the door. So, at this point, they're just like, we've spent years at this academy, we've seen how this stuff goes, might as well just watch another show, but they've got a wide berth.
So wait a minute. People left in the between the time the door locked on us?
Well, the time you touched the door and while you were talking, like, they were moving. Because they were packing and moving, but now it's just kind of emptied out to just the upperclassmen.
I didn't think anyone was gonna move when we were standing by the door because we would have just fucking left with them.
Yeah.
No, because you're backstage. There's the upper stage, there's the door you could see, and then they just exited out the other side of the stage where you couldn't see there was a door.
Oh,
Should we go that way?
Oh, I thought the room we were in just had one door.
No, you walked up the performing stage, behind the curtain, to backstage. And then, that's why I said, you know, you go for the door you can see. Because obviously there's a stage left and a stage right, but you just couldn't see that from whatever was stacked up and around the bend, and you also never looked for it.
You know what? That's fair.
Yeah. You went for the one that was closest to you that was in plain view. But yeah, that answer your question?
Now, one other type of thing. Do these things look like they have a key of some sort that, like, can they be picked open?
Not any kind of keyhole or key slot that you're used to seeing. Because, you know, the most you can do is pass it around in your hands, and you don't see anything that is like, oh, that's definitely some kind of keyhole. But then again, you could be staring it right in the face, it's just too foreign to you.
Okay. So...
Like, obviously, she's not gonna sit there while you... Neither her or y'all are gonna be sitting there while you spend like 10 minutes passing this thing in between your hands. So, whatever you got from that investigation, it's like literally maybe 5-7 seconds. So
yeah, so he's going to just be like, I'm not exactly privy to things like this. How do you put these on? Can you show me?
I've never been arrested. I said like a liar.
And he's gonna like, he has them in his hands, but he has them like, you know when someone like hands you like a controller or something, he's like, can you show me how it's done?
Well, it's my turn on the Xbox. Show me how to use the Xbox.
So you just hold your hands out with the cuffs for her to show you how?
Yeah.
So
But that's not my whole plan.
very practiced.
Can I try and convince her to show me how?
You can roll for deception.
I mean, wouldn't really, like, Samson, as you said, has no idea how the fuck this thing works.
So it's not deception, it's truth and... Roll for telling the truth.
Convince her you're telling the truth.
So she will, very practiced, and clearly she's done it 1,000 times. She'll flourish the sword into like a middle stance across her body between you and her. And then she'll just say, put your hands back. Take one hand, raise the cuff above it, slide it over the wrist, repeat with the other one.
Them's too complicated of words. I'm a visual learner.